Today, I stand in front of you to extend you the warmest invitation and anticipate the warmest welcome to Chile APEC meeting next year, 2019. I would like to sincerely thank the CEO Summit organizer, its chairman, Ezequiel Taurica, and our upcoming CEO Summit Chairman, Jean-Paul Luxic, for his kind introduction. Few global forums arouse such interest of the business community like the APEC CEO Summit. And there are very good and powerful reasons for that. Taken together, APEC economies account for more than 40% of the world's population and nearly 60% of the world GDP. But I know that business leaders in attendance here today will agree that APEC is not only about numbers, but a thriving community of forward-looking and courageous men and women who know no boundaries when it comes to opportunity. Some people think that CEOs are the source of most of the world's problems. I think exactly the opposite. The world's problem is the lack of more visionary and committed CEOs, because entrepreneurs and innovators are always trying to see and to stand on the shoulders of giants, as the great Newton said, to be able to see further, to anticipate times, and to look for ways to create more wealth and more opportunities for the peoples of the world. This is how economy can prosper. And this is precisely what makes the business community so relevant at times when the benefits of free trade and globalization are in big danger. I think this is a very good opportunity to ask the US and China to find ways to end the tariff and trade wars, which benefit no one and at the end of the day will hurt all countries. Allow me, and probably for this, all countries, or most countries, will have to change course. That's the way that we can achieve agreements in this world. Allow me to share with you three brief reflections. The first about Chile, the second about Latin America, and finally, one about Chile's APEC next meeting in 2019. Chile was the poorest Spanish colony in Latin America. Spaniards sailed to look for gold and silver, but Chile had neither gold nor silver. Nevertheless, with great efforts, and particularly in the last 30 years, Chile has been able to become the most developed country in Latin America. Not only because we have the highest per capita income, but because also we rank highest in human development in Latin America. After 4 years of some economic difficulties, Chile is once again rising with stronger impetus. We are now leading the growth rate in our continent and also the creation of new opportunities and good jobs for our people. Of course, I am not going to give you detailed figures because that could be very boring. But just tell you that Chile is again growing faster than the rest of the world, faster than the OECD countries, and leading the growth rate in Latin America. But of course, we need much more than that. Our target, our mission, is to transform Chile, the poorest Spanish colony in Latin America, in the first fully developed country in our continent. And for that, we need to keep growing at the rate that we are growing now in order to achieve the level of per capita income and human development of countries like Spain, Italy, or Australia. For that, we will strive for true development. One kind of development which is centered on the people. One that is comprehensive, integral, and inclusive and sustainable. integral, because it's not only a question of economic development. We also want to improve the quality of our democracy, our institutions, and safety and security for our people. Inclusive, because that kind of development has to reach each and every family, each and every corner of our country. And sustainable, because it has to be respectful with our nature and our environment. That's why that mission is so motivating and so moving and can really produce energy in order to commit everybody in terms of giving their support to this strategy and at the same time knowing that they will be benefit from that. For this purpose, we are committed to carry several reforms. For instance, we are now engaged in a very important set of reforms because at the end of the day, the most important risk that we are facing today is obsolescence. For that reason, we are undertaking a very significant tax reform that will simplify the system, that will offer tax relief to small and medium-sized firms, and most important, will promote investment, technology, innovation, entrepreneurship in order to improve the quality of life of our people. At the same time, we are undertaking a very significant educational reform to improve the quality of education at every level and to guarantee early education to everybody in my country. We are also undertaking a pension reform to start a new and better deal with our elderly, and a health reform to improve the access and the quality of health to every Chilean family. Of course, these are huge challenges, but we have a very good ally, which is the tremendous technological revolution that we are facing and that could help us to achieve all these goals. A comprehensive project to modernize our state in order to have a real state for the 21st century with no bureaucracy, with paperless state, and taking advantage of all the new technology that can help us achieve that goal. I'm convinced that the best way to achieve development is by unlocking the forces of freedom, those forces that will bring together and motivate people's initiative, creativity, intelligence, and their capacity to innovate and to start new businesses and new projects. Because that is the only real, unlimited, and renewable resource we have in modern times. And speaking about resources, I would like to highlight that Chile is blessed with rich and diverse natural resources. From our mining, which represents almost 10% of our GDP, to world-leading renewable energy that accounts for almost 1/3 of our energy production. Chile's energy transformation is being powered by wind, sun, and volcanoes. We have to remember that Chile has 25% of the 8 active volcanoes in the world. And also marine power, given that we have more than 6,000 kilometers of coastal line. At the same time, we want to encourage all investors and innovators to come to Chile, not only with the financial resources, because we can get those from many other parts, but basically with their commitment, their technology, their new markets, in order to be able to foster our development possibility. We also have a thriving agricultural sector, which is transitioning from a traditional industry to an export-oriented, high-quality and high-value-added sector. The variety and sophistication of the product that we are able to offer to the rest of the world are extremely high and very powerful. Chile is a world-class producer of food and beverage, and we are supplying the most demanding markets in the Northern Hemisphere and have become the world's leading exporter of grapes, blueberries, salmon, cherries, walnuts, raisins, among many other products. And I'm certain that most of you are among the 2 billion people that this year have drink a Chilean bottle of wine. And I urge you to keep doing that, but with prudence. These facts are not have not only contributed to improving Chile's knowledge worldwide, but have allowed us for a fast developing tourism industry which is receiving more than 6 million visitors per year. Our economy is full of natural wonders. In the north, we have the driest desert in the world, the Atacama Desert. It was in this desert where we searched and found the 33 miners that were caught almost 3,000 feet below the land. And in the south, we have the eternal ice, the Antarctica. In the west, the vast Pacific Ocean. And in the east, the magnificent Andean Mountains. I would like to make a second reflection about Latin America. Our continent, the eternal beacon of hope, but also a source of many frustration. Latin America has always had it all: a large territory, abundant and generous natural resources, no large-scale wars such as those that almost destroyed Europe during the last century, neither ethnic or religious conflict like the ones that are oppressing so many countries in the Middle East. But despite all that, we have not been able to cross that middle income trap. How many countries have been able to go from underdevelopment to development in the last 60 years? You can count them with the fingers of one hand. Korea, Singapore, Taiwan, and a few others. None of them in Latin America. And we want to change that history. That's why in Latin America, we have not been able yet to honor its full potential. Some say it's God's will. Others, it's just our destiny. I fully disagree with them. What has happened to us is very simple. We have not been able to fully take advantage of the wonders and opportunity that our continent has offered us. That's why this is the most important challenge that we are facing in Chile: to become a developed country, to defeat poverty, to create a society with more equality of opportunity, with more social justice. And of course, for this, we need to change many things that we have done wrong in the past. We were latecomers at the first three revolutions: the Industrial Revolution, the electricity-led revolution, and the computer revolution. But we are fully decided not to arrive late this time, but to take center stage in the current revolution, the digital revolution, the society of knowledge and information. To achieve the latter, it is key to understand that the knowledge and information society has been very generous with those societies who welcome and embraced it, but have proven very cruel or indifferent with those countries that turn their backs and simply let it pass. This revolution is like a powerful wave. You can either surf it and use its force and strength in your benefit, or just wait and let this wave throw you far away. Chile is envisaging the establishment of a stronger and deeper relationship between the Pacific Alliance and the Asia-Pacific. In this regard, APEC is a strategic partner to a win-win situation. Both mechanisms can harness clear advantages, not only from their geographical position, but also by putting forward possible areas of cooperation in the field of common interest, like services, small and medium-sized enterprise, trade facilitation, among many other challenges that we are facing ahead. We are also developing a joint trade initiative with Mercosur, which is the other relevant South American trading bloc, and implementing a cooperation framework with ASEAN. Likewise, negotiations are underway with Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and Singapore, all APEC economy, to become associate states of the Pacific Alliance, aiming for high standard trade agreement. The Pacific Alliance, which is Mexico, Colombia, Peru, and Chile, and we hope that many other countries will join, is the 8th largest economy in the world, has what it takes to transform itself into a powerful platform for integration in the Pacific Rim, and Chile is the gateway to the Pacific Rim and also to Latin America. Of course, there are many pathways. One is the Pacific Alliance, The other is the CPP, and also the RCEP. What we need to do is make whatever it takes to have all these three pathways converge into a single and unique free trade area in the Asia-Pacific. As you all know, by now, Chile will host the APEC meeting in 2019. 14 years ago, under the theme of One Community, Our Future, we gathered in Santiago in 2004. The world has changed a lot since then. We are today one of the region's most free trade agreement connected economy, with free trade agreement with more than 64 economies. And we're in the process of renegotiating many of these agreements to upward them according to the needs and possibility of the 21st century. We, of course, enjoy strong and stable democracy, and we have open and competitive market economy, high levels of foreign investment. In fact, foreign investment has been growing by almost 600% during this year compared to the last year. And Chilean private investment is also increasingly in a very strong way. And a very high respect, we have a very high respect for the rule of law. That's why our economy is certainly a stronger and more prosperous one, and a one that welcomes foreign investors. Chile is a truly Pacific country. Since we joined the APEC in 1994, our export have grown by almost 700%, and more than half of our total export come to Asia. We have a long-standing history of promoting greater economic integration with Asia, and we have worked together with APEC economies to encourage clean energy, promote quality education, and deliver disaster relief. We have worked in reducing barriers to trade and investment so that companies like yours can grow, can create new jobs, can promote prosperity by investing in our region and in our country. But we can always do more. In 2019, we will champion for a comprehensive, inclusive, and sustainable growth for the APEC region. That is, for a people-centered development, one where the digital society equip our citizens with the right tools and skills to ensure that they can participate to their full potential in this new economy, where integration 4.0 is instrumental for trade and a critical driver for growth, and where women, small and medium-sized enterprises, and native people are not excluded, but encouraged to participate in this new world. I think that the world will only progress safely and advance further if we commit to free trade and the known and stable rules and embrace multilateralism. We must therefore accelerate and deepen APEC work to take advantage of the new and emerging technologies and to ensure that our economies are better prepared to face these changing times and to respond to the needs of our citizens. We look forward to welcome you in Chile, to connect in Chile, for just as our motto for next year reminds us, connecting people, building the future together. We want to invite all of you to write the next and hopefully the most inspiring and promising chapter of the APEC history in Chile in 2019, and together build a better future for all our country. God bless you, and thank you very much for your attention.